Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Um, if you're wondering why, or essentially how, Biden is handling this Russia Ukraine situation, completely wrong. I mean, completely. And why, if there is a war, it will be his fault. And this is why. Oh, like and subscribe, and share this video. YouTube doesn't like to share my videos because a couple videos before they didn't like my point of view. Now they just don't share them. So it is up to you to share. So please like and subscribe and share this video. Okay, now on to Russia-Ukraine. Okay. The way Biden is handling is completely wrong, and why he may be at fault of an upcoming war is because he's handling it bass-ass backwards. He's handling it backwards than he should have. Than he should have and that he should be doing. He's talking with Russia, whatever. Hopefully he's not talking with Russia because you know how he talks. But anyway, he's sitting, every week you'll hear an article, sanctions ready for top Russian officials and top Russian people, ready if he invades Ukraine. Hey, well, dumbass, that's what you should have been doing already. They should have been in place. You don't sit there and tell Russia, that's just stupid, okay? Because if anything, you're creating an excuse for Russia to invade. Or to line up their army at the border, at the very least. Because all you're doing is telling Russia, no, you better not invade, and then sending military help and sending military weapons and shit to Ukraine, and lining that side up, and then telling Russia they have to back off. So you're telling them to back technically their defenses off while you line an arsenal at the border. So you're giving them an excuse to say, we're lining ourselves with the defense because we're afraid of you invading. And shit, at this point, who knows? Maybe they are. Because that should not be the tactic and the stance you should be taking. You should have told Russia a long time ago, and you should be telling them now, instead of sending arsenal there and sending military there and sending an army and a force at the border. Because that's not going to prevent war, dumbass. That's going to provoke it. What would prevent war is, instead of doing that, you need to tell Russia and Ukraine that both need to subside their military forces from the border effective immediately. And for every minute that goes by that they don't, one sanction will be in place for both of them. And start sanctioning them now. You should have been doing that already. Start sanctioning, not with a threat of sanctions, just sanction them. Sanction them until they back off. Say, okay, here's a sanction. Now back off. Once you back off, I'll lift the sanction. It's easy as that. Then, boom, another. Guess what they're going to do, dumbass? They're going to back off then. Because they're already going to feel the repercussions. They're going to go, okay, shit, unless we want these sanctions to stay in place, we better back off our forces. So that's what would happen. That's what should have been happening. But no. Instead, what does your dumbass go and do? Your dumbass goes and, oh, Russia, don't invade Ukraine, and then line a freaking arsenal there. So you're meeting an arsenal with no other, and then telling him, we want you to back off. If I were them, I wouldn't back off right now either. Not with the arsenal you're lining up against their border. You should sanction them instead and then tell them back off. Otherwise, these sanctions are going to stay in place. And there'll be another one implemented very soon. Tomorrow, unless you back off. And then do that again. That's how you make shit happen, Biden. Not, I will sanction you if you invade. After lining an arsenal there. What do you think's going to happen, dumbass? You're putting them in a position not to back down. You're not putting them in a position to back down at all. Not with lining an armed forces there, with promise of sanctions and war if they want to invade. Because they have no choice but to not stand their ground, at least. Not with what you're lining at the border, dumbass. Any country would be stupid to do that. So quit lining the arsenal there and tell them and Ukraine, back off your forces. Here's a sanction. Back off now, otherwise here comes another. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to back off. And then they'll back off. They'll back off. And then once they're backed off enough, start lifting sanctions. Say, okay, look, we're going to lift a sanction. But you move forward again, we're going to implement sanction again. +1. That's how to forcefully stop this freaking war from happening, dumbass. Not by lining the border with freaking arsenal. Because that's putting Russia in a position not to back off their forces. Not to increase them, but not to back them off either. You're putting them in a position that they can't. They'd be stupid to. Because if you're a nutbag and want to invade, then you could, and they'd be defenseless. That would be stupid. So you have to look at it from their perspective. So, lining the border with more arsenal and shit is not the way to go, dumbass. Put in a and say back off. And then do another one. And then do the same for Ukraine, too. Because you have to show... You can't just be one-sided on this. You have to show sternness to Ukraine also. Because giving Ukraine a shit-ton of arsenal, if that guy blows a fuse, then what did we do? We just killed Russian civilians by arming Ukraine. So it's not the way to go about it, dumbass. Sanction them and tell them to back off. And then they'll do so. Trust me, they'll do so. Don't sit here and line the frickin' border with arsenal and then tell them to back off because you're going to sanction them. No country would do that. You're stupid for thinking that. That's a dumbass way of doing it. Sanction them now, tell them to back off, and then we'll lift them. Okay. Because this way is not the way to go about it. This way is just provoking war. And asking for it, dumbass. He's an idiot. I'm sorry, but he's an idiot. Oh, but let me guess. He's going to try and blame the Republicans for a war if we go to war. Just like he took credit of getting out of Afghanistan, even though he spent forever saying, it wasn't my choice to leave the country. It wasn't my choice. Was it your choice or was it your not? Because you're trying to take credit for the end of that war, but saying it wasn't your choice to end that war. Just because you implemented it poorly, very poorly, by the way. What a jackass. So who is he going to try and blame for this? The Republicans? Republicans provoked this war. What? No, as far as I know, the Russians weren't lining the border like this under Trump. It's because come on. That's how he's handling some stupid-ass way. That's how to fix it. Don't quit lining the border with an arsenal, dumbass, because that's going to put a position not to back off. And it's your fucking fault. Quit giving them arsenal. Quit lining the border with an arsenal and sanction them and tell Russia and Ukraine. And you can tell Russia, hey, look, Russia, I'm going to tell Ukraine the same thing. They need to back off now, too. And once Ukraine does it and sanctions get lifted, even if they do it first before Russia will say, okay, well, we're going to back off and then get ours lifted, too. And make it prudent. Say, sanction now. You want to lift it tomorrow? Back off tomorrow. Otherwise, tomorrow there's going to be another sanction. It's going to hurt your economy brutally every day that you don't back off. That's how you stop it, dumbass. Not lying an arsenal and then tell them to back off. Any country would be stupid. So quit being stupid. Duh. God, what a jackass. I know that he has good intentions and all, but he sure is an idiot. That's my video. Like and subscribe, guys. Oh, and Republicans, shut up. You too. You guys are a bunch of idiots also.